Hey, stick about if you want to find out the difference between childish and childlike, what that actually means to be childlike, and why it's so magical. So, do you know anybody who is throwing a tantrum if they don't get their way? Maybe you try to have a deep, emotional, intellectual conversation with them and they can't really hold that depth emotionally. They might not be able to listen to you and meet you where you're at, so they might not be able to grow with you. This is more the sort of childish aspect. But when I'm talking about childlike, it's a completely different thing. The magic of being childlike is to tap into our own inner child, who we were when we were young, and the things that we loved doing back then. And maybe there's still passions now, whether it was doing music, blowing bubbles, doing cartwheels, certain sports or dancing, art, writing. It can be anything creative. And to be allowed to allow ourselves to express that now as an adult. I know some people who say if you have a kid, it's a good excuse to play computer games. I don't need an excuse to play computer games. I like gaming as an adult, so I'm going to do it without any need to explain why I want to do it. It's all about tapping into your own inner creativity and flow, and that's unique for every person. So no one can tell you this is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do. People say things like, oh, if you believe in ghosts, that's solely for children. I've believed in ghosts my whole life, and I don't think it's just for children personally. So maybe like some people who might be more open to, for instance, spirituality or the supernatural when they were children, then they're told by peers or society that's only for kids, and they start to kind of suppress their own intuition, their own feelings, actually suppressing their feelings and not crying. So when we're brought into the world, the first thing that a baby will do, unless it's really unwell, is to cry. And so that is our life-given right to be able to express our feelings, and if we're feeling overwhelmed, if we're feeling sad, to be able to cry. So a wonderful part of being childlike is to honour what we feel, and as long as we're not doing something that's harming other people, we should be allowed to express our emotions however we want. So if you feel sad and you want to cry, I'm not saying like go and cry in front of like loads of people, just like find a little space at home when you can be alone, have some private time, and then just let your tears out. And it doesn't matter what age we are. The physical age of a person really is irrelevant as long as we are listening to how we feel on the inside and respecting it, whether it's through expression of creativity or emotions. And another wonderful thing about being childlike is not being hard on ourselves. We go through life feeling like sometimes that we have to learn something very quickly. We have to understand things to the same level that other people do. We have to fit in with what other people are doing. We have to, oh, people are doing this thing, I must do this thing, even if it's not really me. But no, we don't have to do that. And yes, we can be easy on ourselves and take it slowly. If you think about a child learning to walk, it's crawling around first, yeah? It's on its hands and knees, and like eventually it's going to stand up, and then it might be like wobbling a little bit and fall over. And then he's going to get up and then wobble about a bit and then fall over again. And then maybe at some point he'll take a step or two, he might fall against the wall, sit down on his butt, have a little cry, and then eventually he's going to get up and do it again. He doesn't say to himself, shit man, I've completely fucked that up, I'm not going to try to walk ever again. He's not going to beat himself up about it. He's just going to be like, so that happened, so I'm going to try again, and I'm going to try again, and I'm going to try again. And each time it will get a little bit easier and he'll build his confidence, and eventually, before you know it, he's running, he's playing football, he's doing backflips or something. So, you know, we can just be easy on ourselves when we're learning something, and just remember at one time we couldn't walk and we persevered and we were gentle with ourselves, and eventually we could do it. So another aspect of being childlike is how it shows on the outside. So if you think about a contrast would be The Twits by Roald Dahl, the book, and the Twits, right? So they were always angry and pissed off with the world. So like they were so angry, it showed on their face, and they were like this, like all the time. Right? Their faces were just like in that position, and it was really, really aging for them. So they might not have been as old as they actually looked, but that constant like negativity eats away at a person. So it made them age quicker, not just physically, but visually. So a wonderful thing about being childlike is that you will end up looking youthful for younger. People often don't believe me when I tell them my age, and I think it's partly to do with always like enjoying being childlike and tapping into sort of things like silly humour, or like, you know, being creative, and yeah, just like having a laugh and being weird, just like embracing it and allowing the things from my childhood to still be a part of me now in my adult life. So just, you know, really start to tap back into those things you used to do as a kid. What was it that you did back then? Does anything come to mind? Like, put a little comment down below if something's just come to mind that you thought, well, yeah, I haven't done that in years or even decades. Why not just give it a little try? Like, there's no expectation. Say if it's art, you don't have to become like Picasso. Just like draw in whatever way feels good to you, like how, you know, that feels expressive, that feels joyful. Start bringing that joy back into your daily life. You can just do it in little ways, or you can go as big as you want. There's no limit. And the more we do this, the more we find the freedom to express ourselves. And sometimes that can be a real challenge, especially if, for instance, we've been brought up by people who didn't really encourage freedom of expression, but you have permission to give that to yourself right now. And maybe this is why this video has found you today. So if you're enjoying this content and you want to continue to refine your energy and redefine your life, hit the sub button, and I'll see you next time. Peace.